Welcome to The Mirror, a psychological drama that delves deep into the formation of identity. This story is not just about who we are, but how we become. Through poetic visuals and emotionally charged moments, we follow two boys, Elias and Damian, whose lives are shaped by the hands that sculpt them, love, wounds, and the choices they make. As we begin, remember, identity is not born, it is sculpted. The journey ahead is dark, meditative, and ultimately hopeful. Elias is introduced as the golden child, a boy whose every achievement is celebrated. From a young age, his world is filled with applause and encouragement. His parents hang his drawings on the fridge, throw parties for his victories, and call him a natural leader. Elias grows up believing he is special, that love is earned through performance. This belief becomes the foundation of his identity, shaping how he sees himself and the world. See a montage of Elias at different ages. At 4, he draws a picture his parents beam with pride and display it for all to see. At 7, he wins a spelling bee and his parents throw a party in his honor. At 10, he bravely stands up to a bully, earning praise from his teacher. Each moment reinforces the idea that Elias is loved because he excels. His father's words echo, "This boy is going to save the world one day." Elias internalizes this message: he is good, special, and worthy of love because he performs. Inside, Elias begins to form a core belief. His value is tied to his achievements. Every smile, every word of praise, every celebration is a brick in the wall of his identity. He learns to equate love with success and to fear failure as a threat to his worth. The applause becomes addictive and the pressure to perform grows quietly in the background, setting the stage for future cracks. Contrast, Damian's childhood is marked by invisibility. He too draws a picture at age 4, but his mother, distracted and exhausted, barely notices. At 7, he gets into a fight defending himself, only to be labeled troubled by his teacher. At 10, he secretly nurses an injured bird back to health. No one sees, no one cares. Damian's world is one of neglect and misunderstanding, shaping a very different sense of self. Damian's experiences are a stark contrast to Elias. His attempts to connect are met with indifference or frustration. His mother, overwhelmed, waves him away or snaps at him. When he tries to do good, like helping an injured bird, his acts go unnoticed. The message he receives is clear: he is alone, too much, and love is not for him. Damian internalizes this pain, carrying it quietly as he grows. Within Damian, a different belief takes root. He learns that his needs are a burden, that kindness is unwanted, and that love is conditional or absent. Each slight, each moment of neglect becomes a scar. Damian's identity is shaped not by applause but by silence and longing. He becomes skilled at hiding his pain, at expecting nothing, and at surviving in the shadows. Both Elias and Damian are shaped by the hands of those around them. For Elias, the hands are warm and encouraging, molding him into a performer. For Damian, the hands are absent or dismissive, leaving him to sculpt himself from fragments. The contrast between their experiences highlights the power of love and neglect in the formation of identity. As the boys grow older, the cracks in their identities begin to show. Elias, now 12, faces his first real failure. He loses a race. The pain is overwhelming. He throws his trophy in anger, but his parents only urge him to win next time. The message is clear: failure is not acceptable. Elias buries his rage, calling it ambition, but the wound remains. Meanwhile, Damian witnesses his mother crying alone at night. He wants to help, to comfort her, but doesn't know how. When he brings her a glass of water, she snaps at him to go to bed. Damian learns that his kindness is unwanted, that his attempts to connect only lead to rejection. The lesson is painful, deepening his sense of isolation. Elias' ambition grows, fueled by the need to win and be loved. Damian's isolation deepens as he learns to expect rejection. Both boys are being shaped by their experiences, one by praise, the other by pain. Their paths begin to diverge, but the seeds of future conflict are sown in these moments. At a school assembly, the children gather to listen to a speaker talk about heroes and villains. The room is filled with anticipation and curiosity. The speaker's words paint a world of black and white, good and evil, heroes and villains. The children listen, each interpreting the message through the lens of their own experiences. Elias sits forward, captivated by the idea of being a hero. He dreams of saving the world, of being celebrated and loved. The message resonates deeply with him, reinforcing his belief that goodness and achievement are the keys to love and acceptance. Elias' identity as the golden child is solidified in this moment. Damian, meanwhile, sits in the back of the assembly, staring out the window. The talk of heroes and villains feels distant, almost irrelevant. He has already learned that he is not the hero in anyone's story. The world, as he sees it, is not black and white but filled with shades of loneliness and longing. Narrator's voice cuts through the scene, offering a deeper truth. No one tells them. The hero is just the villain who learned to perform. The villain is just the hero who never got the chance. This haunting observation lingers, challenging the simple narratives the children have been taught. It hints at the complexity of identity and the ways in which love, wounds, and choices shape who we become. After the assembly, Elias reflects on what it means to be a hero. He feels the weight of expectation, the desire to live up to his parents' dreams and the world's applause. The idea of failure terrifies him, but he clings to the hope that he can always be good enough if he tries hard enough. The seeds of anxiety and perfectionism are sown. Damian, on the other hand, is left with a sense of doubt. He wonders if he will ever be seen, ever be good enough. The world's definitions of hero and villain feel arbitrary, and he struggles to find his place. The pain of invisibility lingers, shaping his sense of self and his future choices. Elias' life becomes a series of performances, each one designed to win approval and love. The pressure mounts and the fear of failure grows. He learns to hide his vulnerabilities to present only his best self to the world. The applause is intoxicating, but it comes at a cost. For Damian, the burden is different. He learns to expect nothing to keep his hopes and dreams hidden. The pain of being unseen becomes a constant companion, shaping his interactions with others. He becomes cautious, wary of reaching out, and increasingly isolated. Elias and Damian continue to grow, their lives running in parallel but never quite touching. Each boy is shaped by his experiences, by the love he receives or is denied. Their identities are sculpted in opposite directions, setting the stage for future conflict and connection. The parents in this story are not villains but flawed humans doing their best. Elias' parents want him to succeed, to be happy, but their love is conditional. Damian's mother is overwhelmed, unable to give him the attention he craves. Their actions, intentional or not, shape the boy's identities in profound ways. Love, or the lack of it, is the sculptor of identity. For Elias, love is abundant but tied to achievement. For Damian, love is scarce and unpredictable. These early experiences become the clay from which their adult selves will be molded. The story asks us to consider, how has love sculpted us? Wounds, too, are sculptors. The pain of failure, rejection, and neglect leaves marks that never fully fade. Elias' fear of not being good enough, Damian's belief that he is unlovable, these are the scars that shape their choices and their futures. The story does not shy away from this pain but invites us to witness it. Yet identity is not only shaped by what happens to us but by the choices we make in response. Elias chooses to strive for perfection, to chase love through achievement. Damian chooses to withdraw, to protect himself from further pain. These choices, conscious or not, become the final sculpting hands. The mirror is a recurring symbol throughout the story. It represents the way we see ourselves and the way others see us. For Elias, the mirror reflects achievement and approval. For Damian, it reflects absence and longing. The mirror asks, who are you really? Elias' pursuit of perfection comes at a cost. The fear of failure becomes overwhelming and the pressure to perform never lets up. He begins to hide his true feelings, afraid that any sign of weakness will cost him the love he craves. The applause is never enough. For Damian, the cost is different. He becomes increasingly isolated, withdrawing from others to protect himself from further pain. His acts of kindness go unnoticed and he begins to believe that he is invisible. The longing for connection never fades. The story challenges the idea of heroes and villains. It suggests that these roles are not fixed but shaped by circumstance and perception. Elias is seen as a hero because he performs. Damian is seen as troubled because he struggles. But beneath the surface, both boys are simply trying to survive. Both boys carry wounds that are invisible to the outside world. Elias hides his fear and anxiety behind a mask of achievement. Damian hides his pain behind silence and withdrawal. These wounds shape their actions and their relationships, often in ways they do not fully understand. Teachers play a significant role in shaping the boys' identities. Elias is praised as a natural leader, reinforcing his belief in his own goodness. Damian is labeled as troubled, deepening his sense of isolation. The words of adults become self-fulfilling prophecies. Words have power. The things we say to children become the stories they tell themselves. Elias' father tells him he will save the world. Damian's mother asks why he can't be easy. These words echo in their minds, shaping their beliefs and their futures. Elias learns to wear a mask of achievement. He hides his fears and insecurities, presenting only his successes to the world. The mask protects him but also isolates him, making it harder to ask for help or show vulnerability. Damian, in turn, develops an armor of silence. He learns not to expect comfort or understanding and keeps his feelings to himself. The armor protects him from further pain but also keeps him from reaching out for connection. Both boys, in their own ways, search for belonging. Elias seeks it through achievement and approval. Damian seeks it through small acts of kindness, hoping someone will notice. The longing for connection is universal, even if it is expressed differently. Small moments, an encouraging word, a dismissive gesture, can have a profound impact on a child's sense of self. Elias' victories are celebrated while Damian's struggles are ignored. These moments accumulate, shaping the boys' identities over time. Comparison casts a long shadow over both boys. Elias is held up as an example while Damian is compared unfavorably to others. The pressure to measure up or the pain of falling short becomes a constant presence in their lives. Despite their wounds, both boys develop resilience. Elias learns to push through failure to keep striving. Damian learns to survive on his own, to find small ways to care for himself and others. Their resilience is hard-won, forged in the fires of love and pain. Even in the darkest moments, hope persists. Elias hopes that he can always be good enough. Damian hopes that one day someone will see him. This hope is fragile, but it is also powerful. It keeps them moving forward, searching for meaning and connection. The story returns to its central question: who are we and how are we shaped? Elias and Damian are not simply products of their circumstances, they are sculptors of their own identities, making choices in response to love and pain. The mirror reflects not just what is, but what could be. As the sequence ends, both boys stand at the threshold of adolescence. Their identities are still being formed, their futures unwritten. The sculpting hands of love, wound, and choice continue their work, shaping the adults they will one day become. The story invites us to meditate on our own journeys. How have love, wounds, and choices sculpted us? What masks do we wear? What armors do we build? The answers are not simple, but the questions are worth asking. Even in the darkest moments, there is light. The story is ultimately hopeful, suggesting that change is possible, that wounds can heal, and that love can be found even in unexpected places. The mirror does not just reflect the past, but offers a glimpse of a brighter future. As the sequence closes, we are left with a final reflection. Identity is not born, it is sculpted. The hands that shape us are many: parents, teachers, friends, and our own choices. The journey is ongoing, and the mirror is always waiting. The story asks us to look beyond the surface, to see the wounds and hopes that shape those around us. Every person is a work in progress, sculpted by love, wound, and choice. Empathy is the key to understanding and perhaps to healing. As we step away from the mirror, we carry with us the lessons of Elias and Damian. Our identities are not fixed, they are sculpted every day by the choices we make and the love we give and receive. The journey is not over, it is just beginning.